down with me? Who wants you down with me? Down with me? I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, 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 I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second episode of What It Odds podcast. It's your boy JMX here with my co-host Ryan, Sports Nine,
What's up? What's up?
one in the flesh. All right, today we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. First off, Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm chilling. How about yourself?
I'm good, bro. It was a rough day. I mean, I ain't gotta look. I'm glad football's back, bro, but it's a rough day for sure, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, my team did not take that dub today, but it is what it is. But to start off, let's kick it off with the Sunday night football game. The Lions versus the Rams. The Lions did win the game. It was the final score 26-20, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 26-20. Lions took home the dub. The Rams have now lost two straight games, and both the games is to the Lions in Detroit. So Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff has been getting the edge on that one. But how'd you feel about the game, and what's your takeaways from it?
Man, I can't lie. I thought the Rams were gonna win the whole time, and I don't know. I feel like once Stafford got sacked and
Mm-hmm.
went to overtime, you knew exactly what was gonna happen. Um, he went down the field, gave it to Monty, and it was like I was sitting there on the couch watching it, and I was like, they're gonna give it to Monty. Everyone knew. You could see the look on Stafford's
Yeah.
face. You could see the look on Cup's face, McVay's face. Like you knew exactly what was gonna happen, and it was just almost like the inevitable of like, dude, just give him the ball, just end the game, and let's go dab up and let's go say like good game and all that, and go our separate ways. Like we knew exactly what was gonna happen, but
Yep.
I mean, like besides that, I mean, I thought everything looked good. I mean, obviously, I hope Puka recovers a little bit. I'm kind of curious to see what actually happened to him because he came back into the game, and yeah, I don't know, but hopefully he's all right. And yeah, I mean, I was rooting for the Rams, but also like I like the Lions. They're cool too. But how about yourself? What'd you think of the game?
Well, I did pick the Lions to win it. I think Matthew Stafford played a hell of a game. I think, Matthew Stafford's always gonna have that one bad play, which was to Kirby Joseph to pick in the end zone. But I feel like for the most part, I feel like the Rams being depleted as they were, they still put up a better fight than I thought they were going to, especially losing Puka. But I think the biggest takeaway from the Rams as a unit was Cooper Cup isn't washed, bro. And then the fact that everybody thought that Cooper Cup didn't still have this dog in him was just crazy to me. I put that in my takeaways on my TikTok, man. Takeaways from the game. People, and even it was just like a universal thing, like in fantasy. I was snagging Cooper Cup round 3, round 4. I'm like, bro, do people not remember like this dude is like he's did not fall off. Yeah, he may have been hurt, but he did not fall off. But the catches he was making, him and Stafford still got that connection. You seen as soon as Puka got out the game. And matter of fact, when Puka was in the game, I think the second drive of the game, he had like 5 catches. I'm like, bro, Cooper Cup, dog. But yeah, that was the biggest takeaway from the Rams side. Um, the Lions using Jamison Williams. They didn't even go to Amon-Ra. That's the crazy thing, too. Like, they ran the ball. I ain't gonna lie, if you really love football, the way they run the ball is just beautiful. Like, Dan Campbell, that offensive line is a unit. Montgomery and Gibbs, to me, I think they might be the best 1-2 punch, running back duo in the league from what they both bring. Two different aspects of running, and they both do it really well. But I think Jamison Williams is just the key. I feel like their main focus to get him more involved this year, and you saw that in this game. He cooked Trey White, just put him in that double move over with. Trey White's a good corner, but bro, God, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Like once he gets to that gear, you're not gonna catch him. You're not gonna like it's over with. But yeah, the Lions uh take down the Rams 26-20. It was a good game. But let's transition into the morning slate of games. To start off, I want to start off with your squad. So the Steelers, oh man, the Steelers traveled to Atlanta, take on the Falcons. They did win the game 18-10. Takeaway from the game was the Steelers did not score a touchdown. They won the game on 6 field goals. Kirk Cousins played terrible, surprisingly. Um, the Falcons defense played good, but TJ Watt ransacked the game completely. Won again. He won the game. Like I think that's TJ Watt won the game, and the refs tried to sell him the game. He should have had like 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, fumble recovery. Like but he ended up just getting the one sack, which ended up winning in the game that counted. Um, Justin Fields didn't have a great game, but he did enough. He didn't turn the ball over. Najee had 20 carries for 70 yards, but it was just typical Steeler fashion. Nothing really changed from this year to last year. Ray McLeod. I'm sorry, not Ray McLeod. He was a George Pickens, the leading receiver. He had a good game, but on the Atlanta side of things, disappointment with Kirk Cousins, bro. Way disappointed. I was shocked that it was that bad. I didn't think I mean, two interceptions. Candid though, TJ Watt was game wrecking, bro. Like I was Caleb McGarry versus TJ Watt was completely lopsided. But yeah. So I'm gonna hand this to you. What you think about your Steelers?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of I don't know. Like I was kind of in the boat of I wanted Russ to start purely just because I just don't think you can kind of go back to Russ if Fields was like the starter from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do prefer Fields. I do think he's a better quarterback right now.
Would you look at that?
Um, I'm definitely glad they fed Najee a little bit. Like you said, 20 carries is nice. I mean, Justin Fields had about what, like 15 carries himself. I mean, I thought Pickens came down with big catches when he needed to, especially that one. Like it was like almost like a post route, but like it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really a post. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah,
Fryermuth didn't really get as involved as I kind of thought he would.
mm-hmm.
But that's whatever. Like you said,
Justin Simmons, baby.
mm, okay. Like you said, the biggest takeaway, T.J. Watt. I mean, there was a there was a forced fumble, like a strip sack. It was completely taken away from him, and like,
Two of them.
see, I didn't even see the second one. I saw one
Had
of them that
two.
they said he was offsides, and it was like, bro, no,
No,
he just jumped it. He just jumped it perfectly.
no, he had the first one. I think was he had the sack, forced fumble recovery. The second one was a sack, forced fumble, and then somebody else came on top of it. They called both of them back. TJ Watt was ransacking this whole
Mm-hmm.
game. Like every time they cut to the game on red zone, like
Mm-hmm.
it was like TJ Watt strip sack, and I'm like, bro, yeah, I'm trying to see. So he finished the game. Yeah, he finished the game with one sack. There, the refs took away everything, but yeah, the Steelers won the game off 6 field goals. Typical Steelers fashion, an
Mm-hmm.
ugly win. It took them, it was a very ugly win, very ugly win.
Another
But
another thing
yeah,
that kind of caught my attention were two of the defensive additions that we got with Deshaun Elliott and Dante Jackson. Both
yeah,
got a pick. I mean that's huge. I mean, like that was probably in my opinion the biggest thing about this game is just the turnovers. Like Kirk Cousins had two picks and a fumble. I mean that's three turnovers right there. I think we had the
should
time
have
of
had four.
possession. Yeah, we should have a fourth. I think the time of possession was also in our favor, which is usually typically how the games go. But whatever. I mean, yeah, we had the time of possession 36 minutes to 24 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, really, that was my takeaway from the game. Is just they did
Yeah,
exactly what I thought they would. I thought they would feed Najee. Pickens would be the only sort of receiver like available. Really, I think Calvin Austin. Yeah, he had one reception, and I mean that's it. Van Jefferson 1 reception, 1 yard. Calvin
yeah. I mean, all y'all
Austin one
got is
reception,
really
7
Pickens and
yards.
Fryer move.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that was kind of expected. T.J. Watt kind of expected as well. Mika did his thing like always. But yeah, I mean, that was probably like the sneaky takeaway I had from the game was Deshaun Elliott and Dante Jackson. Is
Hmm.
I mean, two picks. You know, I mean that's
Yeah,
probably what I took away from it. But and Boz, how could I forget about that? 6 field goals, along with what 57, 58, something like that.
yeah. Nah, he was
Yeah,
he was going crazy.
he even punted the ball too because Cam Johnston got hurt, and
Mhm.
I mean I think he's out for the year now. I don't know if you saw the injury. It was gruesome, dude. But
Oh, I didn't. Damn, I didn't
yeah,
see it.
dude, it was bad. It looked like he like broke his leg or like tore his MCL or ACL or probably It looked like he tore
Mm.
everything in his leg, dude. It was disgusting. But yeah, I
Oof.
mean, I think it was like a 45-yard punt or something. I was like, man,
Yeah,
what can he do? Man, toss him back at their quarterback or something. But uh, yeah, I mean that was probably the biggest takeaway from that game.
yeah, yeah. Transition to Atlanta for a second. They was able to feed Bijan a little bit. 18 carries to go along with 5 catches. He had over 100 total scrimmage yards, but no touchdown. the biggest takeaway from Atlanta for me was I think the defense played really good. Shout out to my boy Justin Simmons over there. Should still be in Denver, but it is what it is. I think him and Jesse had a really good game. I mean, they didn't give up a touchdown. Should have won the game. Um, but Raheem Morris said after the game we had to get the receivers more involved. When you go Drake London and Darnell Mooney, your wide receiver one, wide receiver two, they finished the game with a combined 3 catches for 30 yards. Yeah, you're not gonna win a game like that. And that's just it can't happen. You got to get your receivers the ball. But Zach Robinson, the OC over there, they got to definitely do some work. But transition to the second game I want to talk about in the morning slate. Let's go Texans and the Colts. Now, this one was probably, I want to say, I don't know if I'll give it the best game of the morning slate, but I would say it was probably one of the most entertaining divisional matchups today. CJ Stroud balled out, had 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, mixing Diggs and everything like that. But I'm going to get the ball rolling with the Texans first. CJ was dealing. When he came out there and he threw that pass on his knees, it converted the first down. I was like, oh yeah, he's finna cook. Nico Collins looks like he's still. Nico Collins is the wide receiver. He's their big play guy. When they need a big play, they're gonna go to him. 6 catches, 117. He had an insane catch on the sideline. I don't know if any of you saw it, but that catch he had on the sideline in the clutch, it was insane.
He
Like,
also had that catch against two guys like head tapped both of
yes,
them or whatever.
bro, Nico. And look, I went to training camp here in Houston. He wasn't even the guy Stroud was giving the ball to. It was Diggs and Tank. And for him to go out there, I mean, that just shows the type of chemistry they have. He was trying to build more of a connection with those two guys. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Um, Diggs had the 2 touchdowns. Shout out to him for my fantasy team, but he didn't really do too much. 6 catches, 33 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's gonna be his role. I think he's Stroud's safety blanket. Tank had 7 targets, 3 catches, 40 yards. They both had a lot. Those three had a lot of good target splits. 8 for Nico, 7 for Tank, 6 for Diggs. But I think the story of this game, and everybody tried to call him washed again, Joe Mixon. When I sat there and told everybody, look, I went to camp and this dude broke off 250+ yard touchdowns, like, and was killing them. And everybody was like, man, Mixon's done, bro. Like, Cincinnati cut him. Nah, bro. 30 carries. First of all, he got the 30 carries, a buck 59, and a touchdown. Hey, bro. I don't know if the Colts run defense is bad, but the way, bro, this is what the Texans needed. They needed a solidified run game. Singletary was good, but he's not Joe Mixon. And they gotta he's that guy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I kind of agree with you when you were talking about Joe Mixon. I can't even lie. I mean, I didn't think he was gonna be washed. I wasn't expecting this though. You know,
Bro, I did.
um, I I wasn't expecting that. Like it seemed like anytime, especially Red Zone came on, because I was watching on like two different screens. I was trying to watch the Steelers and Falcons game, and then I would I would just watch Red Zone, and every time I seen like anything Texans related, it was always Joe Mixon. And
Killing.
that, or like you said, Stephon Diggs, and like you was talking about with that throw where he was on his knees at the very, very beginning, bro, bro, you're on your knees throwing a little sidearm pass for the first down. It's like
Yeah, that's nuts,
crazy.
bro.
Something
That's
I took
nuts.
away from the game on the Colts side really was
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson. I mean, I'm a big fan of him. I was a big fan of him when he came out of the draft. But like he is exactly what they said coming out of the draft. He's a very, very raw talent where it's like dude has a crazy arm. Like I know you saw that one pass where it was like what, a 70-yard pass or whatever.
Bro,
And
the
like
Alec Pierce, bro.
yeah, it was like
Like
bro,
that,
that was
like
crazy.
you people gotta understand that is a third level pat. Like that is
Mhm.
he put it, that is a hard throw. And he was rolled out, wasn't he?
No, no, I think he was in the
Or was it
pocket. He
pocket?
yeah, he stumbled and then he just launched it. And
Like,
it was
dude,
like,
like people
bro.
gotta understand. Like, I don't even blame Stingley. You're 60 yards down the field. Like, you're like, bro, it's no way he's gonna put this on the money like that. And he dotted it. Like, that was insane. Like, that's some next level. I don't think there's a quarterback. Maybe Josh. I don't even think Josh Allen could put that throw on the money like that. Like that deep. Like that was crazy.
Shout out
But
Joe Milton. Shout out Joe Milton.
yeah, maybe Joe. Like, but I mean, yeah, no, I think he had a good game. Only 9 completions, which was kind of
Mhm.
shocking, but he got 6 K. He ran the ball too, did pretty well with that. Jonathan Taylor, I felt like should have probably done more on the ground. The Colts offensive line was a little shaky, but nothing too concerning. I thought the biggest takeaway for me was how little targets Michael Pittman got. I mean, he got 8, but usually he gets more than that. But the Colts still found a way to put up 27 points. I feel like the defense does have to play better for them, though. And I know they're my number one sleeper team. I have them making the playoffs. I think they will. I think they show a lot of good shit today. But I think the defense does have to be a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much my takeaway from the Colts
Yeah,
in the Texans.
yeah. I kind of,
Um, yeah.
like. I'm kind of I kind of agree with you about the Texans. Again, my thing with the Colts is just Anthony Richardson, and like his highs are very, very high, but his lows are
Mhm.
very, very low. Like, I mean, he did have a pick, and it was a pretty bad pick as well. So it's like,
Yeah. It's obvious that he's
yeah,
gonna have to. He still has a lot to develop. I
yeah,
said it in my takeaways from the morning slate. I feel like it's all there for him. I think the main thing is his short term, like not short term, but his short field accuracy, his medium his medium throws. They actually has to improve, and it can. I mean, you seen like look at Jalen Hurts the jump he took, look at Lamar the jump he took, and they're all kind of similar quarterbacks. So it takes him some time, and him getting hurt his rookie year didn't help. So it's going to take maybe even a little bit more time. But the more games he plays, that accuracy is going to get better. And I mean, he has the weapons, he has the run game. I mean, so we'll just have to see. But
mm-hmm.
the potential is for sure there. Like he's not a scrub. Like he's not a bust.
uh-uh.
Yeah, he's not
No.
a bust. And with Shane Steichen, I completely trust the
Mm.
process.
And kind of like you were saying, back to the, like this is really his first year. He played like
Yeah,
4 games last year. It's like this is
yeah.
really his true like first year. So like you're kind of seeing all the mistakes happen like in front of you. You know, like he's like this is his first year. Like what he's 5 games in, and I also
Mhm.
saw like a stat a couple days ago where like he hasn't played. I think it was like he's played like 20 games or something like that since high school.
Yeah.
Like I definitely have to like like check that and all that just to make sure like because I'm not just trying to like BS nothing, but like I'm pretty sure I saw something. It was like 20 games since high school. Granted, again, I don't want to BS nothing, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He did have one to throw over the middle of the field to Doolin. Oh my god. Like like I will say his he definitely has it. He has the potential to be like on the same tier as some of the best guys and like he has top 3 potential. Like I know people are gonna probably say it's crazy take, but watch him. Like watch the throws he's making. His arm is nasty. Like once he, like you said, get just plays more games, and Shane Steichen, man, that dude there, bro. His between his rushing, he reminds me Cam, but like better arm, bro. Like he's like literally Cam Newton with a better arm.
That's exactly what he's like. Almost like Cam Newton a little bit, but like low key with like Josh Allen's arm a little bit.
Yes, like it's nasty work. But moving
And
on,
you good.
moving on to Josh Allen. Glad you brought him up. Bills and the Cardinals had a crazy game. The Bills completed the comeback. I think they was down 17-0 or something like that. Yeah, they were down.
Something like that.
Yeah, they were down 17, I think. Ended up coming back and winning the game 34-28. It was a real close game. Josh Allen had one of those days where he was just doing a little bit of everything. It was a good duel though between him and Kyler. It was a good duel. To start off with Buffalo. We're gonna get into Arizona in a second. Buffalo, Josh Allen, only 5 incompletions, over 232 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Cook did his job, 20 carries, 70 yards. Josh Allen had 40 yards as well, 2 rushing touchdowns. And they spread the ball around a lot to a lot of different receivers. Like I was kind of surprised at that. Like Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, Mac Hollins, Dawson Knox, MVS, Curtis Samuel. Like they all got. I think the leading target guy was Keon Coleman with 5. But I mean, hey man, I feel like the defense didn't look good. I'm not gonna say the defense looked great at all, but and Josh did turn the ball over a little bit. I think he had that fumble. He had something. I think it was a fumble. It was something they had. Yeah, I think it was a fumble they had kind of early in the game. But for the most part, Josh Allen was spectacular. Just completely took over the game once he got the groove of it. And I think this offense, it's not going to be as bad as I thought. I still think Buffalo is going to hit their struggles because when you play better competition than Arizona, your receivers are going to have to get open. And I think Josh, that's when problems going to start to occur. But I think for right now, against teams like Arizona, they're going to be really good. Josh is going to elevate them. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Buffalo.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, Josh Allen was damn near Superman in this game. I know you saw that one play where he like jumped over somebody
Yes,
and like
bro.
reached for. One thing that does concern me, and I think it concerns everybody, is like I don't know if you saw the reports about his hand, his left hand. He had like a wrap on his hand
Yeah.
the rest of the game, and especially with them playing on Thursday. I mean, that scares
Oh,
me.
he's playing.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
he's
playing.
definitely gonna play. But like, I mean, dude, it scares me. I mean, like, it's different than his right hand. I'm pretty sure last year Herbert, his left hand, he like broke a finger or two in his left hand, or
Remember
like
that?
his hand, or something in his hand, and he was still balling. So like, I mean, it obviously his season would be over damn near if he broke his right hand or did something like that. It would definitely
Yeah.
be Also, as my fantasy quarterback in literally almost every league I'm in, I realized that today when I was like watching the game, and I was like, my fantasy teams stink. And then it was like halfway through, I just stopped paying attention, and on my phone it was nothing but like Josh Allen touchdown, Josh Allen touchdown, Josh Allen
Got him in
touchdown,
every
and
league.
it was like, bro, like I didn't realize how. I think I have him in every league besides like one, but besides the point. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, and that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. I figured the defense was going to look bad, but I figured Josh Allen was going to be able to against bad teams like the Cardinals. I'm not saying that the Cardinals are awful, but like I mean, they're just not great. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the recipe for success is like beating up on teams like this, but also like I don't know. It's eventually I do wonder
Yeah.
how much you can put on Josh Allen's plate before it's like he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna be jumping over people, and he's gonna come down on his
Oh
hand like
my
he did,
God.
and he's gonna hurt himself.
He's
It's like,
gonna get hurt.
yeah, it concerns me a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
but like you kind of saying with James Cook. I mean, he was all right. I saw a meme, and it was like I don't know if you remember back in like the playoffs for NBA when people were talking about Josh Hart, like how he attacks the rim for the rebounds, and he was just flying, and it was like a meme of people flying or whatever, and
Mhm.
like jumping off a cliff. And I saw something, like, and they were like, it was like James Cook, hey Josh Allen, pass me, give me the ball, I'm about to run or whatever, and it was like cutting him off, and it was just like a picture of him like hurdling somebody, ball in his right hand, and it was like, nah, bro, I got
Yeah.
it. But that's that's whatever. That's besides the point. Yeah, the defense didn't really look great. I mean, they were getting picked apart by Kyler Murray, who isn't a bad quarterback, but I mean, isn't great. On the Cardinals side, Marvin Harrison Jr., dude, he had one reception, 4 yards. Granted, he was wide open for a touchdown. And I think Kyler completely missed him. So I mean, there's that. But kind of going back to the Cardinals, dude, I love James Conner. I think James Conner's great. Um,
Bro.
he's
Dog.
he's a dog, and it's like he's so underrated, and it's like every year it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna fall off, he's gonna fall off. Granted, he had 16 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown, but like, dude, he was
You
also
feel those 50.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
like
feel it. Like every it's like every yard he gets, bro, you like, damn,
mm-hmm,
it's it reminds me like of Marshawn Lynch. Like Marshawn can have a game he has, or like Marshawn will have like maybe only 80 yards rushing or 60 something, but you feel that like it wears you out. And yeah, like like speaking about the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, he gets a lot of hate. He's got to be one of the most underrated quarterbacks. Like I'm not gonna lie, the Cardinals aren't a good team, and it seems like, and it was funny because during the game I said I already know how the Cardinals are gonna lose this game. Heartbreak. If you go back and watch when Kyler came back, every game they lost was like it came down to fourth and goal, incomplete pass, or they got the ball at the last drive of the game and they turn it over on downs, or you go back to like the defense gives up the game when touchdown. Like that's how they're losing these games. And Kyler needs some more respect because I'm not gonna lie, their next two games, oh it's hell. They got the Rams and the Lions. Candy, they're both in Arizona. But bro, Kyler has his highs and his lows. But I feel like when he's on his highs, he's as good as almost anybody besides Mahomes. But you get what I'm saying? He can go toe to toe with a lot of these guys. But I think he had a really good game though. I think the Cardinals, I had them kind of an honorable mission as my sleeper team. I don't think they're gonna do anything too crazy, but I think they're one of those teams where it's a trap week every day. Every time you play them, like it's a trap game because you never know what you're gonna get. You
I,
can get the game where James Conner's gonna break off for 100, or Greg Dortch gonna go off, Marvin Harris. It's like something. It's always a trap game.
I know you remember last year where they beat Philly in Philly. They also beat us in Pittsburgh, like back to back weeks, and James Conner went crazy. Like, dude, like you said, that's a great way to put them. Actually, they are like a trap team.
Yeah, like you don't want to. I ain't gonna lie. It's damn, we gotta play Kyler because it's just like I mean I ain't gonna lie, shout out to him though, bro. Like they still played a really good game. They probably should have won it, but I, that's Arizona for you. Like they just they're close. Like if he hits Marvin, they probably win this game. But yeah, transitioning to the next one, we got Jags versus the Dolphins. This game was kind of crazy. Like I'm just going to say the least. The Dolphins beat the Jags 20-17. The Jags led literally this whole game except for the last play of the game, the last second of the game. Matter of fact, no, like they led the entire game, like the entirety of the game. The Dolphins had to come back in this game. They got off to kind of a slow start. But the Jags, the story of the game is the Jags completely fumbled away this one, like just fumbled it away. Just I don't know what the hell happened. But Tua did okay. Struggled a bit in the first half, but finished the game with 338 yards, had a touchdown. They didn't really run the ball too well. Only had 81 yards rushing as a team, but talk about the receiving. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle had the most. Tyreek, okay, one, I'll speak on the situation. Tyreek got arrested, well, quote unquote arrested, and came out in the game and dropped the buck 37 catches and a touchdown and had one of the toughest celebrations you'll ever see. Like, I ain't gonna lie. The whole story, you getting arrested, and you get to play that morning, get to play in the game, and then do a handcuff celebration was insane. Jalen Waddle had 109 yards, had a touchdown. A-Chain caught all 7 of his targets, at 76 yards. But yeah, I mean, they spread the ball around a lot. I think the defense played well. Jalen Ramsey got beat on the play, but Jay, he still had a really solid game. I think the defense played really well. But I didn't really too much like what I saw from Miami. I know it's just week 1, but I felt like I expected them to come out slinging. But I feel like a lot of that had to do with kind of what happened this morning with Tyreek and everything like that. But I expect them to still be a top seed. But they better not wait that long to get Tyreek going again.
No, I definitely agree. I I also kind of just like out of curiosity, what you think. He pulls up to the stadium after getting arrested. All right, he walks in the locker room. What do you think was the first conversation they said? Hey, yo, bro, what happened? Bro, like, bro, what happened?
Bro,
Like,
like I don't know. Like I don't even know how that happens. Like they're probably I'm pretty sure people didn't know. Like, I'm pretty sure some people were getting ready for the game and like I'm pretty sure somebody had to check their phone and see it and it's like I don't know. Like, I mean, how did that's a good like I don't know like
dude,
what do you do in this situation? It's
like,
like, bro, like wait, hey, it's like, hey, are you playing today? Because I'm pretty sure Tyreek, his head had to be fucked up. I mean,
yeah,
you
for
like
sure.
they were beating him up. Like, if anybody hasn't seen the video, the cops were like wilding. Like they were beating him up. He was on the ground. They had him face down on the ground. Like it's a very kind of graphic video. Like they were in. It was I don't know what the situation was. They said it was a traffic violation, but I've never seen like you know how it is. Like
I heard he didn't even get a ticket.
yeah, nah, it was a very and the cops been placed on administrative leave or whatever they said, like he lost his job or something like that. But the situation was very unfortunate, and it. I'm pretty sure it played some part in why they started off kind of slow as a team, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins, hey, they still found a way to win this game. The transition into the Jacksonville Jaguars, my God, what? It's like it's same season, same Jags, man.
Mm.
Like I don't understand how you lose this game. Travis Etienne, hold on to the ball, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. You had the touchdown and you fumbled the ball away. But take it away.
I think, real quick, go back to the Dolphins. Dude, you get Mostert gets 6 carries, 9 yards. It's like, bro, I didn't trade for him in fantasy for no reason. You know, bro, like
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, not
I
me. You
ain't
did do
starting
that
him in
trade.
fantasy for no reason. He gave me a little measly 3 points, but that's besides the point.
Oh man, I forgot about it.
But
I did trade you Mostert.
but yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm glad
yeah,
I
I
did
think it's
that.
crazy. Like if it were me and that happened to me with Tyreek, I don't know if I'd be able to play the game either. I think I'd be so like out of everything. But like anyway, going back, I mean,
He's built different, bro. He's
yeah,
number 1 player in the league for a
yeah.
reason.
I
Like,
mean, George Pickens best one in the league. But anyway, Tyreek Hill, 130 yards. Jalen Waddle, 100 yards. I mean, that's crazy. And like you were saying, I heard before the game they were going to try to use Devon Achane more as a receiver. I mean, and they did 7 receptions, 76 yards, 10 carries, 24 yards. Again, they just need to get Mostert involved a little bit more, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, going back to the Jaguars, I think my biggest takeaway is, dude, you got Evan Ingram with one reception. It's like, bro, like you just paid Lawrence, and you're only gonna give him 21 attempts. Like he's only gonna throw the ball 21 times. And
Like both niggas got 42, bro.
Yeah, yeah, dude, Gabe Davis is the leading receiver with 62 yards. I thought Brian Thomas looked pretty good, like you were saying.
Yeah, he
I mean,
started the game off hot,
yeah,
and they just shot away from it. Like, yeah, I don't know, bro.
but like
Like,
your two biggest receivers, like let's say you're the most veteran receivers on your team, combined for
mm,
2 receptions and 35 yards with Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. It's like, dude, like that was my biggest takeaway, especially Ingram. You have one reception for 5 yards. And it's like, I remember last year they were feeding Ingram. Granted, Kirk was hurt, but it's not like they used Kirk today like a lot anyway. It
he
was
had
one
one
reception for.
catch.
Yeah. So it's like, that's whatever. On the defense side, Aluakon, I think he's one of the most underrated defensive players in the league
Oh
personally.
yeah, without a doubt, he's
He is
probably
a
the best.
dog.
He's a one of the best tacklers in the league for sure, for
Hmm.
sure.
He's a
Like,
dog.
he's criminally underrated. Like, he's holding that defense together. We being completely honest,
Yeah.
like yeah, nah, he's a dog for sure, for sure.
But but to kind of give Jacksonville some credit, dude, they were rushing three, getting to Tua. You know, it's like, so. I mean, like
I mean, yeah, because
if
you
you
got
can't run the
Allen.
ball, you can't run the ball. It's like I get it, but also it's like, dude, like
Yeah,
the defense
and
just crumbled, and then the offense just crumbled, and then it got to the point where it was like almost like they knew it's the same, like you saying, same Jacksonville Jaguars every single year. It's like we're gonna choke, we're gonna choke, we're gonna choke, and they always choke. It's like, I wonder if it's coaching, if it's just the players. Granted, I'm not really a big T-Law fan in general,
nah,
but like I don't know. It's also weird. Like Etienne wasn't even the leading rusher.
yeah, he wasn't.
No.
And yeah, so my take on Jacksonville is I think the defense played a hell of a game. You held Miami to 20 points, you should win that damn game. I think that's just my point of it. They're probably the highest scoring offense in the league. Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, most of they chain, like they can get it done, and you hold them to 20 points. And I want to give a shout out to a guy. The most non-talked about number one pick in the NFL history, Trayvon Walker, had 2 sacks today, and the NFL didn't say, bro, he does not get no love. And he was the number one pick in the draft. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, but yeah, you right there rushing. They were rushing mainly three. It was Walker, Allen, and Armstead. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they were getting home, but this game was lost on the ETN fumble. It was lost there, and it just went kind of downhill from that point on. They couldn't get anything going. Once that fumble really, the Dolphins were already kind of getting momentum, and when that fumble happened, I said they gonna lose this game, and it's very unfortunate. Like, but yeah, it's just kind of seeming like it's the same Jacksonville Jaguars, man. They got to find a way to get it done with T Law. T Law didn't play bad, but he didn't play extraordinary. I feel like they should have put up more points, but like I said, that fumble really cost them. Um,
Yeah, I agree. That fumble kind of it
yeah.
ruined everything. It ruined all the momentum, and it was also like, wasn't the game-winning field goal? Wasn't it like it was a 50-plus yard field goal, I think, for the Dolphins. I mean, that's
It was a
52 yard.
it was 52 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, I
Yeah.
really don't I really don't think, like, granted, this is just from growing up watching football in the last like 10, 15 years.
Mm.
It's like these long field goals, like 52 yards, like that's always been like a big thing for me. Of like, I feel like we're not giving these field goal kickers enough credit. Like Cam Little, 53-yard field goal. Like, I saw kickers bombing 50, 60. Like, oh, what's his name? Brandon Aubrey. He almost went for a 71-yard field goal. They almost attempted it. And it was like, I was rooting for it. I was like, I got to see this. Like, he made a 66-yarder and then it ended up being like a holding call or like an offsides for like 5 yards or whatever. And it was like, dude, these kickers are insane. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I could see Dallas this year being up like 30 and attempting a 70-yard field goal. Like I could actually see Mike McCarthy saying, "Screw it, hey
Yeah,
man, go out there and try to kick it." Because I mean, like, bro, he when he made that 66 in the he had leg, like he had some shit left on it, and it's like, damn,
he could have
like
made it from 76 yards. That's my thing. It's like, dude, like your kicker just bombed the 66 yarder. Dude, let him kick this 71-yard field goal. I got him in all my fantasy teams. I need like
bro, he gave me
20
some.
points.
He gave me wait. It was like 23, right? Or
What?
wait,
How many points
I'm
he
talking about
got?
Aubrey. Yeah, how many points he gave today?
Oh,
It
I
was
don't know.
21. Yeah, he gave us 21 points today. He gave me 21. I have him in two of my leagues.
Crazy.
Fucking insane. Crazy. But yeah, but moving on. So we're gonna talk about these games real briefly. We didn't want to give a deep dive into them because there's really not much to talk about. We already expected it. Vikings versus the Giants. I expected the Vikings to win this game. They
Mm-hmm.
beat the Giants 28-6. Um, I expected this, bro. I didn't expect them
Mm-hmm.
to get blown out, but Daniel Jones is an absolute dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire over there. Malik Neighbors pretty much said in his post game interview he don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation. Sam Darnold dotted him up a little bit. He had a really good game. Jettas had it going. Aaron Jones, shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not washed again. Another
Mm-hmm.
guy that everybody thought was washed, not washed. But yeah, the Giants are a dumpster fire. If you want to comment on that, you
Mm.
can.
Yeah, I mean, I basically agree with you. I mean, like, I thought Sam Darnold was low key cooking a little bit, to be honest with you. Like,
Man,
he
Kevin
dude,
O'Connell, bro.
yeah, dude, he looks solid, and like, I think when Hawkinson comes back, what week 5, I think,
Yeah.
like, dude, the offense is gonna look good. Like, I mean, their offenses always look great. At least, yeah, it's always looked great. I mean, like, I think Addison got hurt, but like, it was nothing like major. So like, I mean, that's
Mm,
obviously good news. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you about the Giants. Like, I think their defensive line is very good, but like when your defense is on the field for damn near the whole game, especially getting cooked up, like the secondary, it's like, dude, like you can't expect the like
Oh
sexy
man.
Dexy. They got what Brian Burns, Thibs.
Javon Thibodeau.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like, and like, yeah, the Giants like had more time in possession. They had the ball more, and it didn't feel like it. It felt like the Vikings like just like hogged the ball the whole game. But it might just be Danny Dimes being actually awful.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not trying to like,
Nah, he's terrible, bro.
yeah,
He's
like, I
he's
don't know,
he's he's cooked. He's
but
cooked. Yeah.
yeah,
Moving on. Now, when we talk about this game, hey, bro, I'm gonna keep this kind of short and simple. Saints obliterated the Panthers 47-10. Um, it was 30-0 in the second quarter. It's funny. The Panthers, man. I'm sorry, like I'm laughing because one of my friends is a Panther fan, and it's just very funny to me. Um, but I feel like, hey man, look, if your team lost this week, you feeling down about your loss, just think there are Carolina Panther fans out there right now. They got to deal with something with a different monster. But yeah, they're absolute dumpster fire over there. I feel so bad for David Canales. He doesn't have a chance in hell. Bryce Young looks very concerning, but I'm not gonna put it all on him. This team is an absolute dumpster fire. Who's putting together this roster? And the roster is terrible from top to bottom. It's awful. Their draft picks are terrible. Besides Xavier Legette, he looks pretty good, but Jonathan Mingo's a dud. Like they don't have a necessary run game. Like they had 58 yards rushing. Miles Sanders was the leading rusher with 22 yards. I mean, they're a dumpster fire. The Saints, however, looked really good. I liked what I saw out of Derek Carr. Alvin Kamara looked like the Alvin Kamara of old. Rashid Shaheed was cooking, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I want to say about the game. It was an absolute obliteration from the Saints.
I saw something on Twitter talking about, obviously a joke. They were like, man, they need to start. They're gonna start giving away season tickets and Bojangle meals or something. That had me
I
dying.
saw that, bro.
That
Like, I saw that, bro. I was like, damn. I was like, bro, damn. I'm like, you know how bad you gotta be for for they to give out for them to give out tickets in meal combos. Like, bro, we talking about an NFL game, bro. Like, this not like nosebleed tickets for you know what I'm saying, your local college. You know what I'm saying, bro? This is NFL, and they like I'm not gonna lie, whoever put that out, I saw that too. That was hilarious. hilarious. That was what I ain't gonna lie. I hate laughing at the Panthers, man, but it's that bad in Carolina right now. It is that like
Yeah,
they're on pace to have the third number one pick in a row. Like they are, it's bad out there in Carolina right now, but it's still a long season. Uh, that was. I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan.
dude,
That was a good
dude.
one.
When I tell you I was dying for like a solid 10 minutes, like I'm dying right now thinking about it.
Oh my
But
god,
like, yo, dude, that had me rolling the whole day. Like the whole day. Like that's all I was thinking about, like
bro!
on
Because
and off
like
the whole
if
day.
you like they give out college Taco Bell, such and such, Arby's cards or something. We giving out. You might get lucky. We might sneak you a ticket in the bag,
Yeah,
and it's
dude,
like
that's
Panthers
crazy.
games.
But I mean, yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
I did think I don't know, dude. Like I worry about Bryce Young. Like I mean, he doesn't really have like a lot around him, but also like
now the throws he was making today was really
yeah,
suspect.
dude. Like I'm a big believer. Besides, and like you can fight me on this. Like you can like say if I'm wrong, please call me out for it. I can't think of a quarterback in like pretty recent memory besides like maybe Josh Allen, Drew Brees, but that's way back, not really recent memory. That's ever been like if they're not good, like if they're not showing something in their second year to the point where it's like, all right, they're like a franchise guy, they're never gonna be one. Like I can't think of one besides Josh Allen that it's like they're a franchise guy and they're like 3 4 years in and then they prove it. They get rid of injury because like technically Richardson is in his second year, so like cool whatever. This is really his rookie year, but like going to Bryce Young, it's like, dude, like you're not really showing a lot. Granted, you're on the worst team maybe in the history of NFL, but like, dude, like,
God damn, bro! In the history,
no, I'm
I ain't gonna lie,
playing.
it's been some bad teams, bro.
Yeah,
But I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie. What I saw today, though, like, hey, bro, like they're on pace. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know it's just one game, but
like you said,
47 to
it was
10 in the
30 to
opening.
0.
It was in the second quarter.
It was 37 to 3 before they scored their touchdown, almost towards the end of the third quarter, and it's like it's not even after that. It was like yeah, it was 37 to 10 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and after that, 40-47. It's like, bro, like, you guys stink. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to go in on you guys, but like, I guess I am. Like,
I,
anyway, we were trying to keep this short. Let's
yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's move
yeah,
on to the
yeah,
next game.
yeah. Let's move on
I'm sorry, I had to bring up that Bojangles
to
thing.
the
That
next
had
game.
me
Next game, I want to
rolling.
keep
I'm
it kind of
sorry.
brief on. Not too surprised here hearing that game time that Jamar was going to get limited snaps, and Patriots did win 16-10. Jacoby Brissett got the start. Um, Played very conservative, but Ramondre Stevenson pretty much won him this game. 25 carries, a buck 20, and a touchdown. Um, they had 121 yards. Like the leading receiver was Austin Hooper with 2 catches for 31 yards. So they won this game on the ground. Very ugly win. Turnovers. Joe Burrow didn't throw a touchdown. Jamar still had 62 yards, but it was pretty much the fumbles. 3 fumbles, 2 of them were lost. And I mean, the defense did its job. I mean, for Cincinnati, but it was just they couldn't produce any points. They got down there in the red zone a few times, but it just didn't pan out. Turnovers killed them. But that's pretty much all I'm gonna take away from this game. Patriots got their win.
Yeah, I think probably my biggest takeaway is I saw a lot of people talking about how Joe Burrow really isn't great without his main weapons. I think if you take anybody's weapons away, I mean, if you
Yeah, like I mean, he had no one out there today,
yeah,
and yeah, he had no one out there today. I mean, he had Jaceki, and he even got a touchdown. So outside of that, the run game is very concerning to
mhm,
me. I think Zach Moss, he had a tub, but it's like actually no
yeah,
no no no. I'm sorry, the Jaceki touchdown did get called back,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
ain't even. So I mean, yeah, he doesn't have nobody to throw the ball to today. But the Bengals are obviously going to be better. They're
Mhm,
going to make.
yeah.
I think they'll be a playoff team still. But moving on into the Moving on into the last game, we're gonna keep it brief about this one with the Raiders and the Chargers. I ain't want to take too much away from this game. The first game in the Harbaugh era, J.K. Dobbins is a freaking dog.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wrote him off. He's back, and that's why I drafted him in a few of my fantasy leagues. I had a gut feeling kind of about that situation over there. But Herbert didn't even really do too much in this game. The Chargers won 22-10. Herbert, I mean, he had a good game. Uh, he had under 200 yards passing. He had a touchdown, but J.K. Dobbins, 10 carries, a buck 35, got him a touchdown. But the defense for the Chargers kind of story this game. Khalil Mack is an absolute game wrecker. Um, how many said did he get a sack today? Yeah, he had a sack and a half. Bosa had a sack. They combined for 2.5. The turnovers for the Chargers defense really derailed them. Gardner Minshew literally had a pass where the ball slipped out of his hand, and it I don't know what happened there, but ball slipped out of his hand trying to throw the football. But yeah, my takeaway is, hey, they're off to a good start in this Harbaugh era, and the Raiders are setting up Antonio Pierce for absolute failure.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you just said, especially about J.K. Dobbins. I had it written down of what I was gonna bring this up later. Who was a player that out of everybody that really showed out for you, and that like was really like not like obviously like Josh Allen, like he had 4 touchdowns, he was great, but like an underrated player that like not many people were talking about, and mine was probably J.K. Dobbins. I mean, he only did it on 10 carries. Granted, he had that like long run, but still, still had 135 yards, touchdown. And like Gus Edwards had more carries in him, and he only put up 26 yards. Um, I thought Ladd looked pretty solid today too. Granted, it's like Ladd and Quentin Johnston as your main targets. Like, come on, what are we
I'm
doing?
out on Quentin Johnston. I'm
Yeah,
out.
like what are
I'm
we
out.
doing?
His hands are terrible. Like
Mm-hmm.
he really, bro. Quentin Johnson is. I'm sorry, that was it's a miss. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought Brock Bowers looked solid. One thing that I am again, dude, what are we doing with Devontae? He got 5 receptions for 60 yards. I mean, that's okay, but like, dude, you got Devontae Adams. You traded all this for him. You paid him all this money, and you giving him 6 targets? Oh, 6 receptions. My fault. I don't know how many targets. Like, I'd have to look that up.
No, he had
But
5 catches, 6 targets.
like, bro, what are we doing? Like, like, I don't get it. Like, trade the man to Pittsburgh for nothing, and like, just see what happens. Like, come on,
Bro.
like. But like being for like, dude, trade him some. Like if you're not gonna use him, trade him somewhere that will. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan. Trade him to the Baltimore, like we were saying in the last episode. Trade him somewhere like he'll actually be used, because you are wasting his career away. I think that was like the biggest takeaway out of any game that I had. Like, dude, what are we doing with Devontae? It seemed like anytime I was watching the game, they weren't doing anything with him. It's like it actually pisses me off. Because it's like, dude, what are we doing? We're wasting the man's career. And it's not like you can just say he was a bum. He was great. He was the best receiver in the NFL for a couple years when he was in Green Bay.
He's still top 5 in my opinion,
It's
bro.
like,
Like
bro.
I still think he's like it's with their, like I said, the Raiders are setting up Antonio Pierce for complete failure.
But
They don't they're struggling, but shout out to the Chargers. You can tell they got a new culture. They're on the move. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. They got a run game. It felt good seeing Herbert not have to do too much for once. But back to kind of the games that we want to talk about in depth. Cowboys versus the Browns. This one was an absolute blowout. Cowboys win this game 33-17. I'm gonna start with Dallas. Dak didn't really have to do too much in this one. Had under 200 yards, still had a touchdown. Zeke is the running back one in that offense. He had 10, got the most carries, 40 yards and a touchdown. CD didn't even really do too much. He had 10 targets, only came down with five balls, 61 yards. Brandon Cooks had the touchdown in the beginning of the game. Ended up with 4 catches, 40 yards, but they pretty much shared the ball around. But the story of this game was their defense. Their defense just completely took over the game. Between Trayvon, welcome back to him, by the way. Eric Kendricks had the pick. Eric Kendricks balled out, had a pick, 2 sacks. I mean, it was DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 sacks. It was an absolute train wreck. Brendan Aubrey had himself a day. I mean, it was just the Cowboys obliterated the Browns. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you with that, and then we can get into the Browns in a second because I got a lot to say about that.
yeah, I mean, like, dude, again, you're saying everything. I mean, like Dak again didn't really do too much, bro. I woke up. He getting paid what, like $60 million a year. Granted, like obviously it's not every year. Like it's not. Like, I get that. Like I get not everything's like, but
Yeah,
like 4 year, $240 million. It's like, dude, like, I really wonder what these next like group of quarterback, like, bro, what are they gonna pay? What are they gonna pay Brock Purdy, bro? What are they gonna pay
Wait,
Brock?
wait, wait. What was Dak's contract? It was 240 for 4 years.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
like that's 60 million,
Yeah,
dude. What are we gonna pay Brock Purdy next year?
because I'm not gonna lie, like I really wish Jared didn't cave in for that because it's like, bro, like 60 million. Like, do we understand how much that is? 60 million a year. Like, if that shit, Brock should get 65 because
Yeah,
Brock at least went to a bowl.
I'm
And
gonna look up to see what the breakdown of his contract is real quick, just to like
yeah,
clarify.
yeah. But yeah, man. It's I don't know. I don't know. I I didn't like that, bro. I feel like got teams in this league are enabling mediocre quarterback play. It's like I'm not saying Dak's play is mediocre, but it's like when are we gonna factor in postseason success into these contracts? Like that's my thing. It's like I'm sorry, but like I feel like that's what it comes down to. Like when you're paying guys, like, and I said this before about the Trevor Lawrence and the Tua contract. Like when are we gonna start paying these guys on postseason success? Like that has to factor in somewhere. Like I understand these guys are young, but like Dak, like bro, people are saying like, well, you can't find nobody better. Like, come on. Like at 60 million a year, you butchering your team at that point. Like now you're gonna have to sit there and say, okay, what are we gonna pay Micah? And has Trayvon been paid yet? Do you know about that
I think he's on his contract now. Like, I think he's on his like,
extension?
yeah. My fault. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, bro. So what you gonna do about Micah, man? I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the team is. I didn't feel like that was the right move, giving him that much. But
dude, he's getting $231 million guaranteed out of his 240. So he's damn
insane.
near getting paid 60 million a
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. He's getting paid everything. The transition to the Browns part of this, and I mean everything when I say Deshaun Watson is finished. He's a shell of who he once was. He's done. I don't know, bro. Like I've seen enough. I gave him the benefit of the doubt going into the year. I thought maybe, you know what I'm saying, he could maybe get back to the player he once was, but he's cooked. I've seen enough. 33, he had like 33 passing yards going into the fourth quarter or something crazy like that. I'm like, bro, like he's lost the team. The lineman didn't want to pick him up after he getting sacked. He
Mm-hmm.
took 6 sacks today. Like I'm sorry, but Jordan Akins and the and the thing is, I wouldn't even be saying this about Deshaun if I didn't see what Kevin Stefanski did with Joe Flacco and DTR. They were more productive than this. So it's like, bro, how can we not say it's you? Who else is the common denominator? He got him to the playoffs with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was dealing. And it's just like, bro, I'm sorry, but Deshaun is cooked, bro. He's holding that team back.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, I think my biggest takeaway from that game, granted, it's nothing I already didn't know. I think Deshaun stinks. Like, I don't think like like he can make some okay solid plays, but like when you're paying him the amount that you are all fully
That's
guaranteed,
it. Yeah.
and you already have a team to go win right now, it's like Cleveland is a better team than Pittsburgh is. I think Cleveland's a better team than Cincinnati is.
They have the top five. I think they have a top five roster in the league,
Yeah,
bro.
but
From
it's like,
top to bottom, like we're talking about from line to receiver core defense.
yeah.
Yeah, like
But dude, they're gonna finish last in their division. I think it's like they're gonna finish last because of Deshaun, and it's like
it's
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think he's great, and I wonder how many other quarterbacks. Like, if you gave me like a list of all the 32 starting quarterbacks, where would he rank? Like, actually, because I feel like a lot of people now, including myself, rank him off of what he was and his potential of what he could be. But it's like, dude, like It's like what's holding you back? You know, you got all the money, you got all the players around you that you need, and
bro.
it's
You
like,
got the dream, bro. You got the squad,
yeah,
bro.
and it's like,
And
dude,
you got
like,
the play caller. Like it's not like
yeah,
like you got everything. Like you got the defense, the line. I mean, Jerome Ford, I've been saying, oh, he ain't no scrub. Like it's not Nick Chubb, but he's not a scrub. Like he's a dog. Like, yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like, I mean, it's just
dude,
I would say
Coop
maybe
had two
like
receptions.
yeah, he's bottom 10, bro.
Coop had two receptions. They gave you give your number one receiver two receptions.
And it's not like Stefanski isn't drawing up plays. Like Stefanski is drawing like, and people are like, well, he got sacked 6 times, bro. Quarterback play is like, bro, just because you can tell when a line is bad. When you have the line, the players on the offensive line, like they have, bro, that line is not bad. It's not. I'm not saying it's one of the best, but bro, it's good. You got Jerry Judy and Amari Cooper. Bro, you got
Yeah,
two of the receivers who lead the league. They're always at the top of the league in average yards of separation. How are you not giving him the ball? And you have Elijah Moore in the slot. Like he ain't no scrub at all. But
yeah, dude. I don't know, and I think you had said it, but if you didn't, I really want to point it out. I saw a video of his the offensive lineman was on the ground, and he went to go help him up,
yeah,
and he said, "Nah, bro, I don't want you." And I do kind of wonder if like again, like you were saying, is if the team saw what they could do with Flacco and they're mad, like, and I don't blame them, like, because you couldn't pay Flacco. It's the same thing that happened, in my opinion, with Foles and Wentz. They give Wentz this like a bag, and it's like, well, dude, we can't pay Foles now, you know. But there's like you lose out on both. You know, I'm not saying Flacco's an all time like right now great elite quarterback, but dude, he was good last season, and like I don't know, but besides the point, I'm gonna give my opinion about this Broncos Seahawks game, and I'm gonna let you go. All right.
that was the next game. Well, okay, before you go, I want to say so. I left these last 3 games. There's all rookie quarterbacks. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the 3 rookie quarterbacks from this year. But I'll let you start off with the Broncos Seahawks. Go ahead.
I thought Nick's looked solid. He made some mistakes. He's a rookie. Give the man some time to develop and learn. Go for it. Kenneth Walker's a dog. DK, dude, dude. PS2 locked him up. Like it seemed like any time I was watching the game, I'm looking for DK, and it's like, bro, where is he, bro? Like, what are you doing? You got locked up, and it's like, I mean, like I was expecting it, but like I wasn't expecting that, bro. Like I
He
don't know
did it
how.
the last time they played. He locked his ass up. I
Like
wasn't surprised.
I don't know. Well, I was surprised he only had 3 receptions for 29 yards. I don't know how often he was guarding him. I wasn't watching it a crazy amount, to be
He
honest
was
with
on
you.
him for 24 of the 25 routes that DK ran,
Crazy. I mean, Tyler Lockett was their most productive receiver. Um,
and he had the rookie on him.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
mean, I thought the defense looked solid with the new head coach. I mean, defense looked alright. I mean, it wasn't like anything crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, with Denver, I mean, it doesn't really look anything special. I mean, Cortland Sutton didn't really have a
oh
great
my
game.
god,
Um, defense was whatever. I think the biggest takeaway I got from the game is just Knicks. I saw people killing him on Twitter. I mean, yes, he made mistakes. All these rookie quarterbacks we're about to talk about, all of them made mistakes. All of your favorite rookie quarterbacks, they've all made mistakes. Give him time to develop, and like he he'll be fine. I'm not gonna say he's just gonna be, in my opinion, this all-time elite, great, elite quarterback. He's good. He's a good, solid quarterback. That's all I gotta say. You can go.
well, I'm gonna start with Denver. Well, no, okay, I'll start with Seattle before I get into Denver. I think Seattle, their defense really was good. This is what I expected. They're fast. I think they're the fastest defense in the league. I think they have the potential to finish as probably a top 3 defense this year in the league with the speed they have. Really young linebackers, really a D line that gets after with Leonard Williams and those guys. I think the cornerback, the whole DB room between Julian Love, Rayshawn Jenkins, Devon Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, it's nothing but speed and physicality and size. And I mean, they're gonna get after it. Shout out to them. I mean, they got some dogs over there in Seattle on the defense side of the ball. The offense didn't really wow me too much today. I feel like our Broncos defense did a really good job. I feel like they were just on the field way too much, and that's why they gave up the 26 points in which they did. Um, yeah, that's my take on Seattle. Now to get into Denver and to get into Bo Nix, everybody killed Bo. My takeaway from it was, I mean, Bo, I knew going into this game, though, I didn't think Bo was gonna have a fantastic game. Like I knew Bo was gonna struggle. I think these first 4 weeks of the season, he's gonna struggle a bit. We got four defensive minded head coaches he's going up against. So yeah, I think he's gonna struggle. I think this game he didn't have his best game. I liked it was glimpses of what I liked. I think the picks were bad. I think the first one he threw was really bad, but I think the second one was him trying to play hero ball. But this one was completely on Sean Payton and the personnel. I'm going out there with the personnel and what you did. Lil Jordan Humphrey, your wide receiver 3, and you got Marvin Mims on the sideline, not getting any snaps. Troy Franklin was a healthy scratch. I mean, my God, I don't think it can get any worse than that. I mean, Sean Payton, you got to do better, bro. You got to get some explosiveness on this offense immediately. Cortland Sutton, we traded the wrong receiver. Jerry Judy should still be in Denver. I'm sorry, bro. Like I said it even when we made the trade. I felt like I would have gave up Sutton. You got locked up by every corner. The 1, 2, and 3. Trey Brown, Witherspoon, and Tariq Woolen. Lunch money. That's what you was today. You was lunch money. Anytime they was on you, it was straight locks. They didn't fear you, bro. And that's the problem. Like, you number one guy. Josh Reynolds, absolutely. He averaged 2 yards of separation today. And Lil Jordan Humphrey was 1 yard of separation. How you play majority of the game, you get 1 average yard separation. But Sean, I don't think he schemed it up enough for us to be in position. I didn't like it at all. Too many screens, too many 3 tight end sets, too many. We got too much of the same stuff, man. We got like 6'2". It's 3, 6, 3 plus wide receivers on the field. Where's the speed? You have when you play in a team like Seattle, you got to match them with speed. You can't just go out there and try to beat them with brute force. But that's pretty much it with Denver. I feel like they didn't really get him into a rhythm early. They tried, but Lil Jordan Humphrey dropped a wide open pass on third down, and then they kind of went away from the pass a little bit, and they went away from trying to get him into a rhythm. But I think you're going to see more progression as the year goes along. Sean took full accountability of it, but we lost today. The play calling was awful. It was just downright atrocious. We got to do way better on that end, but everybody needs to calm the hell down. Sean and Patrick Surtain tweeted and said everybody needs to chill out. It's a process. He is a rookie. Like this is what rookies do. They go through their struggles, and I mean nobody's gonna be like C.J. Stroud. See, I think everybody is getting spoiled with like they think people, and I'm gonna translate this kind of to the NBA too. They think these guys are gonna come into the league like a Wemby, a Ja Morant, a Luka, a C.J. Stroud, Patrick Mahomes. Like, bro, it takes time.
A
Like
LeBron.
yeah, like bro, like these guys, like you're not just because you draft a guy don't mean he finna come in and make an immediate impact and be this superstar guy. It takes time to develop, but like it's gonna take time, man. That's all I'm gonna say about it. And we can go into the next game.
But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, that was I do got a question for you. It's a one word answer. Deshaun or Bo, who would you rather have?
Oh, Bo, man.
Okay, cool.
Bo.
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, Bo.
But yeah, going to
Yeah,
like you were saying
yeah.
with all the rookie quarterbacks. I mean,
Yeah, so yeah, I got you. So going to
yeah,
the next game, we're gonna go. It's gonna be the Bears and the Titans. Caleb Williams, obviously his first career game. The Bears did pull out the win. I think they said he was the first rookie quarterback to win his preseason opener, or the first number one. It was some rookie quarterback or like in their number one over. It was something had to do with
yeah.
rookie number one overall. Something like
I think it was the first overall pick. If it was a
yeah,
quarterback, I think they were like 0-13-1, and he was the first
yeah.
first
He was the first
overall pick.
quarterback since David Carr. I think they said
Hmm.
since David Carr with the Texans. But Caleb didn't really play that well, man. He didn't even have 100 yards passing. 14 for 29, 93 yards. They didn't run the ball, 84 yards on the ground. They had 90, like I said, 93 total yards receiving. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen barely mustered 60 yards together. The main takeaway from Chicago was the line, but Tennessee blew this game. They had the game in the bag and same thing like Jacksonville, they blew it. But yeah, I mean the Bears they got lucky, bro. They got lucky. I ain't gonna lie, you're not gonna block punts like that again. No, Will Levis made the mistakes he did, but I did not really like what I saw from the Bears today on any aspect of the offensive side of the ball. I felt like they struggled massively. They got lucky, like. But that's my takeaway from the Bears, and I'll let you go.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back to the whole like conversation like about just rookie quarterbacks in general. I mean, like this is his first game. Like,
First
obviously,
game,
yeah,
man.
it did concern me a little bit. Like he had a couple throws that were kind of wide open, or at least like NFL wide open, and he just missed them on like deep balls. So that kind of concerned me a little bit. But I mean, again, dude, it's his first game. It's like, and I know he was talking about on his little Hard Knocks on the little show. It was like, man, I don't get nervous, bro. You were nervous. Like we could all tell you were nervous. Um, dude, that defense was crazy in the second half. Dude. It was crazy. Like I'm including special teams as defense, like
Yeah.
the punt block. Dude, the defense was crazy. I mean, I thought the defense was gonna be locks the whole game, but Tyreek Stevenson. I don't know if you saw. Again, I saw it on Twitter.
That picture of Will
Yeah,
Levis on his. Oh my God, bro! Like
yo, they had that man on his knees. They had
bro,
that
it
man
was
on his
just funny because
knees.
it was just funny, bro, because it's like, damn, like, come on, Will. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he didn't make a bad play though. Like, quarterbacks make that play. It's just like it's so unfortunate because it's like you put too much mustard on it. Like you like if you would have just like lightly threw it, you you was like, I'm pushing it out of bounds.
Yo,
And like it
that
was
had me
just
dying.
that picture, and it was like the way they stopped it. Like it wasn't like it was a they whoever took that picture and intentionally freeze framed it. It's all pixelated. Like
Yeah,
somebody paused it when it was going fast motion, and he's just on his knees. Man, that shit was hilarious, bro. Oh my God, man,
but
I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie. Tennessee blew this game.
yeah,
They blew it. I don't know how they blew it. And they were winning. Like the defense was getting after them. Like Harold Landry was having himself a day. Calvin Ridley was getting his. I mean, Chiggy Okonkwo had a touchdown. I mean, hey, Tony Pollard was cooking. Like, I'm like, man, Tennessee they got this in the bag. I think
yeah.
it was at one
It was
point, they was up
17-3.
17-0.
Yeah, I think it was 17-3. But yeah,
Yeah, like they was
whatever.
up.
Yeah, yeah, they were up. They should have won.
They should have won. But yeah, Caleb, I mean, just a rookie, like, you know what I'm saying? Just his first game. He did miss some throws. But I think the biggest takeaway from the Bears, their offensive line is terrible. And that was the main thing I had. I said, bro, you can get a guy any weapon up, but when your line is like that, bro, come on, man. Like, and it's not like he was holding the ball too long either. Like, the line is just the line was, and you getting cooked by Tennessee. Now, I ain't gonna lie, they do got Jeffrey Simmons and they got Harold Landry, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Bruh, it's gonna be rough. Like, and I mean to go back to Bo Nix a little bit, we only took 2 sacks, I think. Like Bo wasn't necessary. Like our line is good, and you could kind of tell like the guy was holding on to the ball too long. That wasn't Caleb was just getting sacked. But yeah, that's Caleb Williams' debut.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw Velus Jones kick return where it went like right off his knee or whatever and went straight to the Titans player and like I think it was in the second quarter I think
yeah, yeah,
and like
yeah.
they got the ball at, like the 30 and then they went down there and scored and I think that's what made it like 17-3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, like yeah. Because after that, Chiggy Okonkwo scored, and no, but I think it was 17-0. Like I
Was
think
it?
they were down 17-0.
Okay.
Yeah, I can fact check that. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah,
right. It was
yeah,
17-0.
yeah, yeah. It was 17-0. Then they got the field goal. Then they got the block punt in the third quarter. Got 2 field goals, and then Will Levis. Like the Titans literally beat themselves when Will Levis threw the pick six. Like the offense didn't even score a touchdown. Like Caleb and them, man, that's tough.
Yo,
Yeah, the only thing they got, I think, was they completed a 2-point conversion to make it
mhm.
17, to make it 24-17. That's it.
Dude,
But yeah,
I'm done. I'm sorry. I had to mention that where I saw him.
bro, that picture,
That bro
dog.
was
Hey,
on
look,
his knees,
bro,
almost
if
like
you had,
watching it. That's crazy.
hey man, if anybody go out there, bro, find that picture. It is freaking hilarious. But the transition to the last game, Washington versus Tampa, Jaden Daniels first start. A lot to take kind of a lot to take it's a lot to take away from this game. For both teams. I think Washington, Jaden Daniels, they did lose this game 20-37. He finished with a buck 84 passing. He was their leading rusher with 88 rushing yards. So he was 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 for him. The leading receiver was Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson. Lord Jesus. Terry McLaurin got two catches for 17 yards, 4 targets. That's definitely got to change. But Jaden Daniels also had 3 fumbles, but none of them were lost. But I think the main takeaway from the Commanders was 2 takeaways I want to give for them, and then we can get into Tampa after we talk about the Commanders. Their defense is terrible. That's the first takeaway. Their secondary is downright between Emmanuel Forbes and Benjamin St. Juste. Dan Quinn really thought he was going to transform this defense into something special. Boy, them boys are terrible. They're cooked. Like anytime Tampa needed that big play, that third and long, they got it. The second thing I'm gonna say for the takeaway from them is their offensive line is Jay Dan's gonna get killed, man. And that was their offensive line is terrible. They got to really find a way. I think they got to start getting the ball out quicker. But yeah, those are my 2 takeaways from Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I basically agree with you everything you're saying. Um, I did like seeing Jaden Daniels just kind of like fight it out and all that. Like we all knew he was gonna lose. I mean, he still had 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I thought that was alright, like solid, you know. Granted, I think it was like a 1 yard touchdown and something else. I'm not really too strongly opinionated on this game. Besides,
I can fact check that. Let me see.
yeah,
But keep going.
besides on the Buck side, I got a pretty big opinion about. Not a big like hot take opinion about whatever, but yeah, dude. I mean, the Commanders are the Commanders. I mean, they are what they are. Like, I don't think anybody was kind of expecting them besides like delusional Cowboys fans that are somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, D.C. That kind of thought that they would be like good. I think they'll be okay. I do think Tampa's a good team, but like, dude, their schedule is rough. I don't know if you've really looked at the Commanders' schedule yet, but like I was looking at it a couple days ago. Let me go look at it real quick. Dude, it's a rough schedule. Like I'll just read it off for you. Like obviously they play the Giants, but they play the Giants. Cool, whatever. Then they play the Bengals. Then they play the Cardinals, who we were just talking about being a sneaky team. They play the
Yup.
Browns, the Ravens, Panthers.
Oh.
Okay, cool, whatever. They play the
Okay,
Bears,
Panthers is a
the
win.
Giants again,
Mm.
and then they play the Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys, Titans, Saints, Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys. It's like those last 4 weeks
Yeah, I
are
ain't gonna lie.
for
That last
sure
month,
loss, for sure an L. Then they play the Cowboys, then they play the Eagles, and then they play us. Granted, we'll probably find a way to lose the game, whatever. But they also play the Bears. They play the Ravens. Dude, like I see maybe what 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 wins, maybe.
yeah. I mean, I picked them. They were my upset pick of the week.
Okay.
I picked them to win this game. I mean, you got to get an upset pick of the week, but yeah, Tampa absolutely obliterated them. To go into Tampa, Baker, bro. I mean, Canada, they did play a terrible secondary, but I mean, goddamn, Baker. 24 for 30, 289, 4 touchdowns,
You
only
can
took one
yeah.
sack.
You can only play who's in front of you.
Bro, Bucky Irvin and they got a running back too. Now in Godwin, White has he went 6 targets, 6 catches, 75 yards. Chris Godwin did his thing, 83, a touchdown. Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns. Jalen McMillan had that huge, terrible drop, but he had a touchdown today. The defense, Vita Vea is fucking incredible, as we know. But yeah, I mean, hey, they kind of set the tone a little bit. Like we can still definitely win this damn division if we want to. Like Candy, they do have a really rough schedule. It gets rough around weeks like 4 through 10. My God. Eagles, Falcons, Saints, Ravens, Falcons, Chiefs, Niners. I mean, that's as brutal as it can get. They can lose damn near all those games, but we'll see about that. Um, but yeah, it was a good win for them. But that's my takeaway from Tampa pretty much, man. Baker just kind of went the hell off today.
I think my biggest takeaway. I got 2 or 3. Defense is good. Defense is always good. That's the
Yeah.
takeaway. Not really much of a takeaway.
It's gonna be
2,
good.
Mike Evans he's never gonna fall off, dude. Like like he only got what 60 yards, something like that, 2 touchdowns. It's like it did not feel like it was 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. It felt like he dominated that secondary the whole game, and it wasn't even close. Like it felt like they just couldn't guard him.
Yeah,
Granted,
it,
I don't know. Like I don't know, but Baker, cool, whatever. I think my biggest takeaway from the game, it's not really even a takeaway in general from the game, but I guess it kind of is. Dude, what were the Panthers doing using him as what they using him as like when he was on the Panthers for that like half a year? Was he on like the bench? Like dude, like I'm not trying to kill the Panthers. I'm just saying, dude, what are the Panthers doing? But
say, bro, why they had to catch the stray though? Like, why you had
but the
like, bro? We
dude,
already clowned him enough, bro.
but dude, it's
Nah, I
also
mean,
like
he had Matt Rule, bro.
dude, no, like I get it. I understand
He
what
had Matt
like,
Rule.
but like I don't get it. But it's also like, okay, cool. You're telling me the Browns would rather have Deshaun Watson right now than
Nigga, I'm
Baker
not gonna lie,
Mayfield?
bro. Like I said, it's the grass is not always greener on the other side in the NFL, bro. Sometimes you just need to thug it out. Like, I know Kevin Stefanski wanted that change, but I'm pretty sure he would love to have Baker Mayfield back right now because the Baker would just. I mean, they won a playoff game. Like, I mean, look, we can talk about that
Yeah,
situation,
no,
but
man, I ain't trying to hear about all that.
yeah, like it is what. Oh yeah, I forgot they did kill y'all. I forgot all about that. Yeah, bro. But to get into the last two segments, and we gonna finish it off for you guys. Um, so I'm gonna let you go, then I'm gonna go. What was the most surprising team from the day? Give me yours.
I mean, I thought if the whole team or just like part of the team, I thought the defense for the Bears looked solid. I think that was like a whoa, like it was
Full
just
team. No, no, no.
yeah, the whole
Full
team.
team. Yeah, most
Um,
surprising team from the day.
just today.
Yeah, like Sunday. Yeah.
Besides my Pittsburgh Steelers, I thought the Cowboys. I mean, like they came in handled business, like especially against the Browns defense. Like I mean, the Browns defense was considered the best defense or one of the best defenses all of last year, and that they were going to come in and like they were going to handle the Cowboys. And like CD, like he had been sitting out all year. Dak didn't really want to be there. Blah blah blah. Like all that. It's like I thought they'd handled business. I thought either the Cowboys. I did like the way the Lions came back and won the game, even though they didn't really come back. They were up and then they kind of choked and then they kind of came back. Whatever. Um,
Surprising. Yeah.
I do like the Dolphins. How the Dolphins were able to like, especially with everything with Tyreek going on, they were able to kind of like, okay, cool. Like yeah, they didn't start out great, but they ended up winning the game. I think that type of stuff builds character. But with all that being said, it was the Texans.
That's the most surprising team. Okay.
Surprising? Oh no.
Yeah,
My fault, my fault. I thought
that's
you
what I.
said
Yeah, yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
Um, I thought it was pretty surprising how the Cardinals started out, but it wasn't surprising how they choked. You know. Um, that's a good question. Um, probably the Chargers.
Okay.
They were just able to run the ball as much as they wanted to. That's my final answer. Chargers. That's my final answer. They were
Well, I was
just
gonna
able
go.
to run the
I was
ball
gonna
down
go
the
with
throat.
them. Yeah, I was gonna go with them, but I'll change my pick. So I'm gonna go most surprising team today. Um, kind of came down to two teams for me, but surprising. I'm gonna go. You took my team, man. I'll go. Surprising was probably Seattle. I didn't expect their defense to really come out the way they did. I still feel like a lot of people didn't like aren't talking about it enough. Like their defense is gonna be nasty this year. They're better than they were last year. That was the most surprising thing for me today. And as a team, like I liked how they was able to, because our defense played damn good. I mean, they really struggled today, and they still found a way to win that game, even though the Broncos offense wasn't doing shit. But I mean, it was surprise. I didn't expect them to come out like that. I expect the defense. I knew their defense was gonna be good, but I didn't expect it to come out like the way they were tackling. They didn't miss any tackles, bro. Like they were. That defense is gonna be damn good. I said it out. Everybody probably disagreeing with me for right now, but just we gonna come back to this clip at the end of the year and see if I was right. They're gonna be top three, top five defense in the league. And then the last one is most disappointing team. I'll start this one off. I think me and you probably gonna have the both most disappointing team. Gonna probably have the same answer. I think it's hard to say Carolina because we all knew they weren't gonna be good, but I'm gonna say disappointing because I ain't expecting to be this bad, bro. You lost by 37 points. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but they're my most disappointing team of the day. I could have went Cincinnati, but I feel like
That's who I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
yeah,
Cincinnati.
like I would have went Cincinnati, but I feel like the injuries. I kind of expected them to lose the game once I heard Jamar was limited and T was out. But yeah, most disappointing team is for sure. Actually, I take that back. I take that back. I'm not gonna do Carolina. That's the easy pick. I'm gonna go to Jags. I think that was the most disappointing team of the day. I think that they had this game in the bag. And they found a way to lose this game. I think that it was just very disappointing, bro. You had this game won pretty much the whole game. You just couldn't take it to the next level. The ETN fumble really killed them. They should be 1-0 right now, and they should have went to Miami and pulled off the upset. But I'm gonna go Jags, man. They had the game in the bag. They had it in the bag, man. It went from
Yeah,
real high from them into real like damn. So I'm gonna go disappointed with them. I'm not gonna go the easy choice with Carolina.
I'm gonna probably say, yeah, I gotta go Cincy. I mean, I think Cincy just in general, like, I don't
Bro
know,
probably should have
like,
found a way to win that game.
yeah, like I do wonder, like, I don't think T is gonna be back next year. I
Oh no, he's gone.
Yeah, I do think Jamar is gonna still be there. Like obviously he has 2 years on his contract, and I do think they eventually come to him with a contract that he ends up like cool, I'm cool with it.
Mhm.
But like if your whole team is a 2-man show, it's like yeah their defense is solid, but like I mean you lost to the Patriots, bro. Like like I'm not trying to be mean. Like I get it, it's week 1. Let's not overreact, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
nah,
But
it,
it's
it,
like
it, it it was still a bad loss. Like,
yeah,
despite
and
not
it's
having them, like, I'm like, you lost to New England, like
I don't know.
16 to
Yeah,
10.
I just wonder what's gonna happen with them. Of like your team was so like offensively, like your offense was so great, and it's like in the last like couple years you've lost Boyd, Mixon, you're about to lose Higgins, and you haven't replaced them really with anybody. Like I do like Zach Moss. I think he's all right, but like he's not Joe Mixon, you know.
At all.
And it's like I do wonder how much that team is really gonna fall off next year, because I think Joe is good, and I do think Burrow is good. I do get annoyed hearing about oh yeah healthy Joe Burrow he gonna rule everything he gonna beat Patrick Mahomes, bro. He couldn't even beat Jacoby Brissett. Like I'm not trying to go in on them, but because like I'm just gonna come off as a Steeler fan that hates them or whatever, and I think they're cool. Like I got no beef with them besides when we play 'em. But it's like I don't know. That's probably my team that probably had the biggest takeaway. I got a couple questions for you,
Go ahead.
and I'll go first. I'll answer the questions first. Who was the player that impressed you the most, or just like a player that you want to shout out? Again, back to the Chargers. Mine was Dobbins, especially coming off of that injury. What last like couple years? Like he hasn't had like 3 injuries in a row or 2 injuries in a row. I think that was probably my biggest like. I just want to give him a shout out, or just the kickers in general. Again, I really want to emphasize how much these kickers were going off, like booting 50, 60-yard field goals, like they were just like that. It's like, dude, like eventually it does get to a point where like, yeah, you just have to be in like a 65-ish, 60, 65-yard range, and eventually it just be automatic. It's like, dude, like what are we doing? Like again, I also really wanted to see Brandon Aubrey kick that 71-yard field goal, but like I just wanted to see if he could make it. But anyway, those
Yeah.
probably my
So you said most like a player I want to give a shout out to.
yeah, probably
Um
like a player you just want to give a shout out to, or a player that like surprised you the most. One of the two.
Surprised me the most. That's a tough one because I expect a lot of things. Like I thought JK would have. I didn't think he had the game he had. Um, I'll say the player that surprised me the most. I'll give it to J.K. Dobbins. I think that actually take that back. I'll let you have J.K. I know that was yours. Player that surprised me most was Lante Taylor. First DB in Saints history to have 3 sacks. I mean, he absolutely dominated that game. Um, absolutely dominated. He was everywhere. Looking at he had 6 tackles, 3 sacks, a lot of. I think he had a PBU. Like he was definitely the player that shocked me the most. I know they played Carolina, but Shout out to Alontae Taylor, man. I mean, he had himself a day. The way he was getting after Bryce. I mean, the way he just really disrupted the game early, just shot the Panthers. Th- him doing what he did, it drained all the Panthers' confidence for sure, for sure.
Kind of,
Dog.
yeah, kind of basically same question, but who's the rookie that impressed you the most? I'm gonna go with Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, he didn't really have a great game, but like I can't really think of any rookies besides him that had like a solid game. I mean, maybe Lad, but like I don't know. Like I think all the quarterbacks were okay, but like I think probably Brian Thomas was probably my the rookie that impressed me the most today.
Rookies that impressed me the most.
Because obviously I would say Xavier Worthy, but that's not today.
Nah, yeah, no, it's not today. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Give me Brock Bowers, man. I liked what I saw from him. Again, the Raiders were terrible, but I liked what I saw from him. The glimpses that I saw, he had a few big catches, but I mean, it wasn't really too many great rookie performances today. But I'm gonna go with him. He had 6 catches, 58 yards. I mean, it wasn't the best performance, but I would say out of all the rookies, I feel like he may have had the best performance today. So shout out to him. Yeah, I go Brock Bowers.
All right. And my last question: out of all the games that have happened so far, including Thursdays and Friday night, if you could give me your top 5 games, doesn't have to be in order, but just your top 5 games that you either enjoyed the most or you thought were the best games, or just in general. I'll go first in no order. The 2 first games, the Chiefs and the Ravens, and the Packers and the Eagles, were both great.
Mhm.
I think that Lions Rams game was pretty good as well. Um, I really thought that Cardinals Bills game was really good as well, and then the Texans Colts, again, not in order, but those were probably my 5 best games. If I had to give my top 3, which was really the question, but I feel like top 3 would have been a little bit too hard. And I'll give them in order. These in order. My top 3. I think the Chiefs Ravens was just the best. I think the hype in general, just behind football coming back and the way that it came to an end, I thought that game was the best. Um, and then I kind of juggle between the Rams and Lions game, especially going to overtime. I just really felt like we knew exactly how the game was gonna end when they won the coin toss. It was like, oh yeah, especially when they were just feeding Montgomery. It's like, oh yeah, Dave Montgomery's gonna just run the ball down their throats. They can't stop him. Aaron Donald isn't there anymore. They're cooked. But that and then the Packers Eagles game, it does suck. We were talking about this on the last podcast about the Packers Eagles, and I was saying about how Xavier McKinney was going to step up, and I thought he was going to be good, and he got the pick. And we were also talking about the new center on the Eagles, with Jurgens, about how we were wondering about how he was going to do. And I think it was the second possession for the Eagles. I think he snapped the ball early, and it was a fumble.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still picked the Packers. The Eagles obviously won, and I don't know. I kind of I definitely thought the Packers should have won. I think that game was really kind of sloppy. Like both teams played really sloppy, but
Yeah.
again, I do think it was a great game. I also kind of do wonder if it was just because football's back. But yeah, those are probably my top 3. You can just give me your top 5. You don't have to give me them in order though.
Top 5. Okay. No, I can give them to you in order. 5, I'm gonna go Jaguars and the Dolphins. I feel like it was a good, very competitive game and ended off on a game-winning field goal, which is always really good. So Jaguars and Dolphins 5. Number 4. Number 4, I'm gonna go Eagles and Packers. I go Eagles and Packers. It was a good game. It was very high scoring. I'll say that. It came down to the wire. And prayers to Jordan Love, man. Number 3. Ooh, that's where it gets tough. Okay, number 3, I'm gonna go Rams Lions. You can't go wrong with Stafford versus Golf, bro. I mean, they went to overtime, everything like that. Very gritty game. Number 2, I'm gonna go Cardinals and the Bills. I enjoyed that game. Kickoff, it was kickoff returns, bro. You got to see Josh versus Kyler. Like it was a really good game. Josh balled out, very high scoring. Came down to literally the last play of the game. And then number one, Chiefs Ravens. Chiefs Ravens for sure. Ending all the way it ended with the toe and everything like that. Mahomes versus Lamar, definitely. But yeah, those are my top five.
Yeah, I think that's the easy answer, especially the number one is definitely the easy answer of Chiefs, Ravens. Also, again, the hype, football being back, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, I think all the games are pretty good. I don't really have any games that like stunk. I'm not trying to go in on the Panthers fans again. I'm just saying, besides that Saints Panthers game, that game and the Vikings Giants game stunk. The Patriots Bengals game was like okay, it was at least competitive enough, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm obviously happy football is back, and there wasn't any game that was like, oh my god, like I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah.
Besides that Ravens Chiefs game, but
Mhm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's gonna do it, guys, for episode two. Um, Make sure to hit that subscribe button, everything like that. We gonna try to get these episodes out for you guys, throughout this NFL season. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to hit the sub button. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell, everything. Make sure to follow us on our socials, JMX Sports, and you got Ryan Sports 9. But that's it. Until the next one. Peace out, you guys.